The URC is back and getting us started this weekend with the first game back, Bulls versus Cardiff. This is going to be a really interesting game of rugby. Now, Wales didn't have the best Six Nations, but they honestly improved a lot. And some of those players will be back confident, ready to go, ready to prove themselves. And there's also a few players that maybe didn't get as much of an opportunity for Wales as they thought, that are going to try really play themselves into the team that tours South Africa, that tours the Southern Hemisphere later this year. On the other hand, the Bulls have selected a very strong team for this weekend's game, with a lot of guys back from injury and one key player back, Cameron Hanekom, making his long-awaited comeback this year, his first game of the season. That's going to be a very, very interesting but also a very exciting prospect to see back on the field. Before we go into some of the stats of the game, we'll go over the team lineups. So Cardiff have gone for Rice Barrett at number 1, Liam Belcher at number 2, a great player, Javian Sebastian at number 3, also quite an experienced player, Josh McNally at number 4, George Knott at number 5, Alan Lawrence at number 6, Tane Basham at number 8, quite a good player there, Dan Thomas at number 7. In the backline, they've gone for Aled Davis at number 9, Callum Sheedy at number 10, who I've always rated as a very good player, Ben Thomas at 12, Harry Millard at 13, Mason Grady at 11, Cam Winnett at 15, and Jack Beetham at number 14. So overall, quite a strong team for Cardiff. Honestly, quite a strong team. Do I think they're the favourite going into this game? I don't. I think the Bulls have had... Yes, they're going to try bounce back from their loss from last week, but they've had quite a few weeks off. They might be fresh. Some of these players have as well, but overall, I just think the Bulls right now look extremely strong. On the bench, they've gone for Daff Hughes, Danny Southworth, Sam Wainwright, Rory Thornton, James Botham, Talupi Falatel, Ellis Bevan, and Ian Lloyd. So some big names on the bench there, especially James Botham, Talupi Falatel, some really big names on the bench. But will it be enough? Will it be enough on the day? They are playing at Loftus. It's going to be a very, very tough game for Cardiff to go to Pretoria and get a win there in the cauldron that is Loftus Veerveld. It is being played on a Friday night, which normally the South African teams at home haven't really been playing on a Friday night. Could it maybe change things? I don't think so. I don't think it's enough. I think the Wales teams are quite used to playing on a Friday night, but overall, if you are a professional rugby player, it doesn't really matter what day you're playing on. Looking at the Bulls team, they've gone for Gerard Steenkamp at number 1, Johan Grobler at number 2, already 2 Springboks there, Franco Klopper at number 3, a very strong player who maybe doesn't get the credit he deserves, a very underrated player. Number 4, Kobus Visser. Number 5, Ruan Nortje. In my opinion, the future Springbok captain, Ruan Nortje, a phenomenal player. Number 6, and captain, Marcel Coetzee. He's been on really good form recently. He's a very consistent player in this Bulls team, and he's going to look to make a really big impact and lead from the front. He's one of those guys that really, you can see, he cares about the Bulls franchise, he cares about the brand, he cares about taking the team forward, and he's been a really important player in the last few games where the Bulls have been much better than they were at the start of the season. Number 7, the Sheriff, Ulrich Lowe. Number 8, Nizam Kar, a very skillful Nizam Kar as well. Number 9, Ambrose Papier, my player that I honestly think hopefully can get an opportunity this year for the Springboks. What a phenomenal player. What a really dangerous player as well. Number 10, Andre Pollard, the double World Cup winning fly half. Number 11, Kurtley Orense, one of my favourite players in the world. A very dangerous player with some really good footwork. Hasn't really been in his best the last few weeks, but maybe he's just kind of holding himself back a bit. I'd like to see him get a bit more running meters, maybe get a few more opportunities one-on-one, because that's where he thrives, and I don't think he's had that many opportunities really in the last few weeks. Number 12, Stedman Gans, which I'm very excited for. For those of you that don't know much about Stedman Gans, he is a very underrated player, a very exciting player, an ex-Blitzbok player. So he's got the overall skill set. He's dominant at the breakdown. He's a very good tackler. He has a very high work rate, and he's a very skillful and intelligent rugby player. So I really like Stedman Gans at number 12. Alongside number 13, Kainan Moody. Kainan Moody getting another opportunity in the centres. He's been very dominant every time he's been given an opportunity in the centres. I will say though, Harold Foster this year has been really good in the centre, so they must just be giving him a bit of a rest. Maybe he's injured, I'm not too sure. But overall, a really good centre pair for the Bulls. I'm very excited with the backline they've chosen. Number 14, the up-and-coming future Springbok, maybe even this year. Still going to play under 20s this year. Cheswell Uester, one of the fastest rugby players in the world currently. And I'll put money on it that he's one of the fastest rugby players in the world right now. He is absolutely phenomenal. Still only 19 years old, turning 20 this year. And I think this guy is honestly going to be in contention for Breakthrough Player of the Year whenever he gets his first chance. He is an absolutely phenomenal rugby player. I cannot wait to see him get more opportunities, because every time he plays for the Bulls, I just find myself I find myself in a situation where I can't miss that game because Chiswell Ewis might do something good again. I mean, the Powell game, he scored a phenomenal individual try. His debut in the URC, he scored an awesome try. This guy just oozes confidence, but he also just seems like such a humble guy on the field. Like, he just gets on with it, and he's a really good player. Number 15, David Creel, which is a bit of an interesting one considering he's been playing in the centre a lot, but I do think he will be quite good at fullback. He's good under the high ball. He's got a good boot as well. He can kick for poles if need be, and he's just quite a solid composed player. So overall, a very strong starting lineup for the Bulls team. Looking at the bench, Marco van Staden, number 16. Now, do I think he'll be throwing into the lineouts when he comes on? No. I think that'll be number 17, Jan-Hendrik Wessels. Number 18, Kuta Mchunu. It's good to see him back. I know he was in Japan for a little bit. Number 19, Ruan Vermaak. Number 20, the return of Cameron Hanekom. This is going to be very exciting, but I will say, maybe don't expect fireworks in his first game back. He might be a bit rusty. I know he's been training well, he's been training hard, but overall, when you do come back from a long, lengthy injury, it takes time. Just think of Kalen Doris. When he first came back from his injury, he was quite rusty. He wasn't at his best, but now he's been absolutely phenomenal recently. So, very exciting to see Cameron Hunter come back. Number 21, Jean-Andre Rudolph, one of the informed players in world rugby right now for clubs. I mean, he's been one of the best players in club rugby throughout the world. So, it's good to see him alongside Cameron Hanekom. I think they can add a lot coming on together. A very good breakdown threat and also a really skillful running threat as well. That's going to be perfect for if the game does open up in the second half, especially in the high foul. Cardiff might not be ready for that. Second half strong performance from the Bulls could really push them over the line. Number 22, Paul de Vet. In my opinion, probably the second best scrum half at the Bulls right now. I know they've got Zach Berger as well. They've got Keegan Johannes that can play 9 and 10, but Paul de Vet's a phenomenal player. He made the very brave decision to move from the Stormers to the Bulls. Hopefully he can start to pay off a bit now. I do think Embrose Papita and Paul de Vet are a very good 1-2 punch for them. Both good runners with the ball, both very dangerous, both big time players, big game players. So good to see Paul de Vet in the number 22 jersey. And number 23, the old guy, the very experienced guy, the very composed guy, playmaker, playing really well for the Bulls as well, Willie Leroux. He's going to look to just come on and add a lot of calmness to the team. I think he will, but overall, I don't know how many minutes he'll play. I think if David Creel is playing really well, then Willie Leroux might not get that much minutes. He might even come on later in the game at fly half. So going over for some of the stats before the game, these teams have played against each other 4 times before. Bulls winning all four of those games. The average points scored is 34 points to the Bulls and 15 points to Cardiff. Not the best result for Cardiff in this game. Historically, the Bulls really do have the statistical edge and playing at home and being in a bit of a better spot right now, I'd say overall. I do think the Bulls probably are the favourite to win. The first try wins 100% of the time in this game. If Cardiff do score first tomorrow, do I think they're going to win? No, so that might change tomorrow if they do. Home team wins 50% of the time. Obviously, the Bulls have won all the games and it might be increased now if they do win this one. But the form in the last 5 games for these teams, Cardiff beating Racing 32 points to 13, losing 31-0 to Exeter, beating Benetton 17 points to 8, losing to Ulster 21 points to 14, a very close game there, and beating not a full Leinster team but a good Leinster team 8 points to 7. So it's fair to say that this Cardiff team's had mixed results. I do know that 31-0 probably isn't really a score against Exeter that you can take that seriously right now because it wasn't a URC game either. But I mean, the last 3 URC games, Benetton 17 points to 8, 21 points to 14 against Ulster, and 8 points to 7 against Leinster. I'd say right now Cardiff are on the up, beating some good teams by close margins, but getting over the line, even against not even full strength teams, but that are good teams, is very positive for the side, especially from a mental point of view. I do think Cardiff is going to be a very tough team to beat. I do think they're going to make it tough for the Bulls, but overall, I do think the Bulls are going to win, just being at home, being confident with the squad depth they have right now. But I am very excited for this game. It's going to be the perfect way to start the weekend. The last few games for the Bulls, they beat Edinburgh 19 points to 17. They beat the Lions 52 points to 17, a very dominant performance. They beat the Sharks 41 points to 12, another very dominant performance. Last week, losing out to a very strong Stormers team, 32 points to 19. A Stormers team that needed to make a bit of a comeback, have a bit of a revenge game, because Stormers recently have not been at their best. They needed a game where they could just bounce back. But looking at the log right now, Cardiff sitting in the 5th position, so they've played 12 games, won 8 of them, lost 4. They've got 40 points. Bulls played 12, lost 6 and won 6. But overall, recently, the Bulls have been in a bit better form, I'd say, beating teams quite comfortably, some very strong teams as well. But this is not going to be an easy game for the Bulls. If I had to give my prediction, I will do it after this, but I'm first going to do a bit of a combined team. Who do I think makes a combined team between both of these teams? Now, if I had to choose a combined team, no, this is honestly as a neutral. I'm not a Bulls fan. I'm not a Cardiff fan. In fact, I'm a Sharks fan, so I shouldn't even be liking the Bulls, but there's going to be a lot of Bulls players. Number 1, Gerard Steenkamp. Number 2, Johan Grobler. Number 3, I'm going to go Javi and Sebastian. Number 4, Kobus Visser. Number 5, Ruan Norkia. Number 6, Marcel Coetzee. Number 7, Elrich Lowe. And number 8, I'm going to go Tane Basham for this one. Moving on to number 9, Ambrose Papid. Number 10, Andre Pollard. Number 12, I'm going to go Ben Thomas for this one, even though I really like Stedman Gans. Number 13, Kanan Moody, of course. Number 11, I'm going to go for Kurtley Orense. Number 14, I'm going to go for Cheswell Uester. And number 15, I'm going to go for Cam Winnett just to give Cardiff another player. And then looking at the bench, I'm going to have to go for Marco van Staden, Jan-Hendrik Wessels. I'm going to go for Sam Wainwright as the other prop on the bench. Then I'm going to go for Ruan Vermaak, Cameron Hanekom. I'm going to go for Talupi Faletau over Jeandre Rudolph, even though I think Jeandre Rudolph is in much better form recently, but just to kind of give Cardiff a few more players. I mean, Talupi Faletau's had a phenomenal career. He's a very good player, very experienced player, and also when he does play in those weaker teams against the big teams, he's always one of those guys that really stands out. Then I'd go for Paul de Vet and for Willie Leroux. So overall, you can see where the balance of power lies. It's definitely on the Bulls side for this game. They definitely are the stronger team on paper, playing at home, in the high felt, comfortable in their own place, don't have to tour far. Cardiff had to have really far flights, get to South Africa. Yes, they'll be happy to be in South Africa in some good weather, even though it is spring right now here in the UK. But overall, I do think the Bulls are going to win. I do think they're going to win quite comfortably. If I had to give a score, now you can come back and say this, I'm going to say Bulls 35, Cardiff 17. I think it's going to be a good win for the Bulls. But for some reason, these Welsh teams always make it a lot tougher for the Bulls, especially recently. It's been a lot tougher against the Welsh teams. The Welsh teams have been very gritty. They've been tough to beat. So I'm going to say, yeah, as the score there, 37 points to 12 or 32 points to 12, somewhere around there. I think the Bulls are going to end up in the 30s. So that's just what I think the result's going to be. I mean, the Welsh teams recently have been really gritty. They've been tough to beat. Especially on the road, they kind of get together, gel together as a team. So I do think Cardiff right now are on the up. They're definitely not an easy team to beat, but I think right now with how the Bulls are playing, yes, they had a slip up last week, but the form that they're on right now, I think the Bulls are going to win this game and maybe even comfortably. I do think if Cardiff wants to have a chance in this game, they're going to have to start really, really quick. If you look at how Bordeaux started or some of those teams started, starting really quick against Bulls and then trying to get them to come back, it's always going to be difficult. But if the Bulls do get off to a strong start, I think it's going to be very difficult, especially in the high altitude and the high felt, to really make a comeback. But I'm really excited for this game. I'm really excited to see players like Ben Thomas from Cardiff side, Talupi Faletau on the bench, Cheswell Uester, Kurtley Orense, and of course Cameron Hanekom back from injury. But guys, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be doing a match reaction right after the game. So excited for the URC to be back. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Getting into the business end of the tournament now. A lot of key positions being played for. Can Cardiff stay in the top 8? Can the Bulls stay in the top 8 or even make their way into the top 4? It's going to be very interesting. A lot of storylines, a lot of rugby to be played. We'll see you afterwards. Cheers.